It's May 27th, 2012, and now we are recording for you, Mods on Air.
2 FPS, 3 RPGs, and 5 sim-type games.
Yeah.
I think you'd be able to come up with one here.
I'm actually pulling this one hard.
Ask all the people that need hacks to play Call of Duty. I can hear you groaning inwardly every time Sin's mentioned. You're just cringing.
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to episode 333, where bad things could happen. And we are Mods on Air. We're bringing you a week in gaming news as modders, developers, and gamers ourselves. I am foyleman, and that who used to be with us was Welshy. Hello, Welshy. How you doing?
Hello, I'm still here.
Hey, he is still there. Never mind. And also with us is
Stryder. I turned off the
Stryder.
video because fire is happening.
Okay, we can deal with that. Also with us is Stryder. How you doing today, Stryder?
Hey, everybody.
Yes, and we also have with us GameKat. Hello, GameKat.
Howdy.
So now that we've begun,
Howdy.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Howdy.
Howdy,
That's not a
y'all.
New Jersey thing.
I'm on
Howdy.
anti-jersey.
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 Yes. So before we begin, let me remind you all that this show is recorded before a live audience, of which you may be a part. Anyone, well, most people, can join in and message about the topics as we discuss. And for the topics that we discuss, hopefully someone will post relevant URLs into the chat window. As for the other links that may be posted, then you wouldn't be watching us if you were to click on them, because you may never appear again. Finally, for those of you who haven't heard the show before, this show may contain some explicit language, adult themes, myths, and other trivia. None of that makes any sense, I know. So, we have a week in news, and when is E3? I think it's this coming week, right? Or is it already passed? When was E3? I don't even remember.
Are they still doing that?
Oh,
It's
I almost
coming up,
gave a
isn't it?
fuck.
Well, it's supposed to happen June 5th through 7th, so that's why no one really knows. And you know what? You know who else doesn't care? A lot of these gaming companies. That's why we have news to talk about this week, because some of these gaming companies are like, you know what? Screw E3, we're going to start releasing some of these pre-E3 videos. Everything that you're going to see at E3, you're going to see now.
Ouch. It's taking the wind right out of their sails there.
I don't know anyone really going to E3. There's a few companies out there that contacted me and saying, hey, you want to meet up at E3? And I'm like, no.
How much are you going to pay me?
I do hope
that
that
could have been a
E3
revenue stream. You should have just said, how much are you going to pay me?
You're right. It doesn't mean that E3 is completely dead. It just means that a lot of people are just not as interested, since it's not the expo that it used to be. It doesn't mean that there aren't good expos out there. I mean, we have PAX. Okay. So let me get to some of the actual topics that we have going on for this week, and I'm going to jump right into some hardware stuff. Talk about DICE. So, DICE has decided that all future games, starting in next year, are going to require people to have 64-bit operating systems.
Whoa.
Good.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That-
Good.
That just means that DICE is not going to be developing for consoles.
That's what I'm wondering. Is that true? I mean, are the next-gen consoles definitely not going to be 64-bit? I don't know.
I would think they would have to be 64-bit, because
Me too.
the life cycle that they put on these consoles, they can't pump out another 32-bit one running on DirectX 9, or whatever Sony's got for their scenario, but they can't stick with that and expect another 10-year life cycle out of it without destroying the game industry.
They've sort of finally figured it out. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that one of the greatest advantages of doing this is because it gives you more access to RAM, the memory in your computer, which means that they can handle larger textures, lots more information, instead of being stuck with the 32-bit limitations, which are just under 4 gig. What is it, 3.52 or something like that, or something low? I forget what the number is.
It's it's like 3.6 or something. Something weirdly specific.
Not including the memory required by the OS, which also drops it a little bit. So,
Yeah.
and that's why they want you to take advantage of That's what they want to take advantage of, using 64-bit. With 64-bit, you can go up to, what is the limit? 256?
Something like it depends on your motherboard.
Right.
Like my desktop at home can go up to 16, I think.
Right.
This new laptop I bought has 12 in it.
Yes, I think I actually have a 32 gig machine at work. But I think you can go much higher than 32. But then again, you're right. I don't know what the limitations are to the current motherboards that are out there.
Yeah, it's not. It's like 32 or something.
So does that mean that they're going to be delivering much prettier games on the consoles, even though the consolians don't even notice the difference?
On the consoles, no. It doesn't make sense to do it on a console because a TV is a TV. It can't really get any better.
No, but I mean, if
better.
GameKat?
If they're going to make 64-bit games that can use more RAM, and I mean, then they're going to get PC quality. Are they going to make the consoles to match? Is my question.
We don't know that. We don't have any kind of specs yet. Nobody's releasing information except for Wii. Nintendo has released some information. We'll get to that a little bit later.
But nobody cares, so.
Yeah.
Right. But that does. Yeah.
The thing about consoles, and we saw this trend over the last couple of years, is that consoles want what the PC players have, which is the freedom to do stuff. So they're selling all these peripherals, which are the keyboards and the mouse and all of that, so that they can actually play PC caliber games on their severely crippled, we'll call it the handicap system that they've got.
Short bus system?
The short bus, yeah. You know, they put on their hockey helmet and plug in their little keyboard and their little mouse, and they say, look at me. I don't understand it.
Right. Well, one of the things we do know about the next-gen consoles is that they are not going to be able to handle the newer engines. That's why there's a picture of Unreal up there, because Epic has turned around and said that the next-gen consoles will not be able to handle the Unreal Engine 4. They're not making them as powerful as you would hope.
Well, in that case, then it says to me they're not going to be putting 64-bit on consoles then.
I don't know.
If it's not going to run Unreal 4.
Which again, good. Put gaming back where it belongs. You want to play Angry Birds on your console, go fucking right ahead, but don't make us all have to play Angry Birds and settle for Angry Birds quality games on our systems. That's it. That's
you know what I think's helped though is the whole Kickstarter thing, because a lot of these companies are now thinking, well, you know, there's a lot of games being published, and we're not getting a piece of the pie. So let's start thinking about doing things like requiring 64-bit and putting this, you know, going back to the PC.
Well, there's also another one. We have John Carmack from id Software, who's who knows a thing or two about programming, if you've ever looked into him, who turns around and says that the next-gen games are also going to be limited to probably 30 frames per second. And the reason for that is because the TVs can't handle much more. So why even bother? Because TVs have lag and they're limited. I don't know. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that there was some sort of limitation to the television because it had a. What, you can go out there and buy a television with 240 hertz.
The old CRT ones do.
Megahertz. Yeah.
I think the plasmas and the LEDs that you're getting nowadays, like a modern TV is you know, a 3D capable TV has got 175 required just to run 3D. So
yeah.
They cannot be concerning themselves with CRTs nowadays. That's crazy.
It is John Carmack though, so he's probably like reinvented it. Like some sort
last year when he was on vacation for 5 days on a deserted island, he made a television out of a coconut and
some bamboo shoots.
Yeah.
Yes.
Created his own plasma TV with coconut juice.
At least we think it was coconut juice.
Well, we hope it was coconut juice.
Yes, in ham, I do believe that there can probably pack more detail into the 1080p. But can the console handle it?
No.
I don't know.
Not a current console.
No. I think the next gen probably has the capability, the potential, not the capability, has the potential of doing so. But
well, it's all down to how, say, like Microsoft want to sell it. Because if they still want to keep regurgitating the same crap, which is quite likely they will, you'll get a new Xbox, which is pretty much exactly the same as the old Xbox. And they'll look a bit different, and it may have a Blu-ray drive in it, but probably not.
Probably not.
And yeah, it's if Microsoft finally go, you know what, we're actually going to advance for once.
I wish it'd just go away.
Yeah.
It's wrecking gaming.
The Xbox?
Yep.
In general?
Well, come on, look at the Wii U. Tell me that's not wrecking gaming.
It's gimmicky crap.
Right. I mean, what I hold here is the controller for the Wii U. This image that you see up there. That is the controller for the console. I can't imagine having to deal with a controller like that. But they do say that this thing is going to be working with DirectX 11 and is already running a version of Unreal Engine 4.
So it's already better than an Xbox. That's amazing.
See, I don't understand why Epic Games is turning around the next-gen console specs are not going to be able to handle... Well, they're just saying it's not going to be able to handle all of the abilities. It doesn't mean that it can't handle parts of the engine. I mean, they're making a version of Unreal 4 that probably works on your phone. They are, I'm sure they are. But now they're going to say that the Wii U obviously is going to support touchscreen controllers because it is a touchscreen controller. The console will have 2 gig of RAM, so don't expect 64-bit OS. And somebody's going to be shelling out $350 to $450 for this console. That's
to play Mario.
That's like 250 euros or pounds. I don't know which symbol that one is. Pounds, I think.
I can't see it. Is it an E?
It's not quite an E. I think it's pounds.
Okay.
Not quite an E.
It's either going to be a swirly L or an E with 2 lines in it.
Yeah.
It's a swirly L, but it's so small I can't be sure.
It's
pounds.
Yeah.
The font copied very small. So yeah, that's what we're going to expect from the Wii U. Is a powerful phone, I guess.
A powerful phone that you can't make calls on.
Yeah.
They're going to reveal it at E3 on June 5th. So we're going to find out a whole lot about it.
Oh god,
good.
so there's going to be another horribly awkward press conference where Nintendo's going to like throw out people playing musical instruments. And they're all going to have that "why am I doing this" look in their eyes. And it's all going to be horribly awkward and unrehearsed. Because Nintendo loves you.
Yeah, well, it's going to be able to do everything. You're going to be able to use a touchscreen on it, and look at that. There's a little camera up there at the top. So it's going to watch you, too.
Nintendo and Apple can merge, and you can get like the Wii Pod or something.
The Wii Pod?
The Wii Pad.
All right, another piece of hardware that just was, well, it wasn't just announced this week, but it's gotten quite a bit of press, and that is this interesting-looking device that you see up on the screen. It is called, now I'm not sure what it was called. Was it the Link? That's funny. Leap. That's it. I remember. It's called the Leap. Now, this is a really interesting device because it changes motion control. I mean, you got your Kinect out there, and you've got, well, we should take a step back to the old Wii and then the Kinect, and then the newer version, or the new prototypes of Kinect that are for your PC and whatnot. Well, dropped video audio, I hope. Okay, this device.
It's kind of like the Kinect for your hands.
Yeah, but the level of detail is supposed to be 400 times the amount that you would get out of a Kinect or something like that. Now you just put it onto your monitor, then you can sit there and just move your hands around and do whatever you want to do as a controller.
Why?
Because they've done it in movies, so they have to make it real.
Well, how else are you going to use your Windows 8?
That's true. Yeah. That's a good point.
Right.
One thing that I could see this being good for would be modeling.
I knew you. Yeah.
And photo editing.
Photo editing, you think? I see the modeling part. See, look at it. Control, very tight control of your hands.
Yeah, if it's detailed enough, you could totally do photo editing with that.
Yeah, I could see you could have like some sort of pen that you hold, and you just draw in the air.
Yeah, the modeling would be awesome because you could actually sculpt with your hands, like squish down. I want a cylinder, like elongate it, whatever. So you could basically fold whatever you're doing. Work with like a lump of modeling clay.
Well, I think my partner ordered one for that purpose. The thing is only $70. It's half the price of a Kinect.
That's twice as fun.
Yeah. So he wants to do some modeling with it and see how well it works out. And if he did get it, which I think he did, I'll let you know how it works. How well.
Do you need what kind of interface software do you need?
It says it works with PC and Mac.
But
I don't know.
Like to interface with what's going on your screen.
I don't know. I don't know what it's going to require. Is it going to require some sort of interesting keyboard command?
$8,000 interface software.
Maybe.
Let me know.
Let me know how it turns out. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, let me know how that turns out, because that might be something I'd be interested in. Drafting like that.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about GameFly, which I know everyone here uses. Apparently, GameFly is now going to start publishing Android games. Publishing. Yeah, they're going to become a publisher, and they're going to launch their own Android game store.
Oh, good.
I think one of the comments I heard was because Android wasn't fragmented enough.
Well, when Google changes the store name every 3 days. Well, no, we don't like that anymore. Let's have Play. That'll do. No, change it to Drive. Drive is better. Let's go back to store. That. Everybody got confused.
Yeah, well, it's probably not a bad idea that GameFly starts doing this kind of stuff.
They got to find success somewhere, because they're sucking at everything else.
Well,
maybe this will be it.
I think the problem with delivering games by way of mail, it's they didn't try hard enough. I mean, look at Netflix did it with the movies. Why couldn't they do it as well as Netflix? I think they just didn't put enough into shipping and supplies.
Not sucking.
Or could they not, because or most people, or there's probably 5 times more people that want to rent a video than they want to rent a game. I don't know, but there you go. I still can't believe that they haven't released some sort of streaming service. They should be like they should be hanging out by the back door of Netflix to see what they're doing, and then do it the next week.
Quick, steal their idea.
All right, let's see. Going on to another one. There's some there is some mods out there that I wanted to remind everyone that's there. If you're looking for something to do on this long weekend in the U.S., There are Skyrim mods that you might want to check out. There was a... Wow.
Oops.
Are you shipping something? Opening a package? Okay.
Yeah.
There are some mods out there and that you might want to check out with Skyrim. A lot of new stuff in there. But the reason I'm also bringing this up is because there's a lot of updates that have happened recently with Skyrim. And one that is pretty interesting is the idea that you can now do combat while on a mount. While you're on a horse, you can at the same time...
Don't say mount the cob spur.
You'll get him all excited.
Yeah. You can fight while on a horse. Okay?
It's too late. I finished that game ages ago.
That's why I'm bringing up the fact that there's mods. You might want to check out some of the mods.
But I already spent like 190 hours in Skyrim. I can't go back. I can't do anymore. It's not right.
Because if she starts playing that, then she's going to start playing Star Wars again, and she doesn't want to do that.
I'm not going back to Star Wars. I'm not paying $15 a month.
Well, this does offer you some extra gameplay if you're looking for something to do, but you know what? There are a number of other games out there if you wanted to play some other kind of RPG. There's a lot of RPGs that are out right now. Aren't there a lot of RPGs like Star Wars?
Yeah. Star Wars.
I don't know if Terra is actually released. I think it is released, so that you can play that.
What's the free-to-play one? That's got to be...
Path of Exile.
Path of Exile.
Is that out?
Exile.
No,
I don't
just about.
Okay.
Just about.
I definitely want to play that when it's released.
Just a boot.
Okay, some other games that are coming out that they say are also going to be... I thought they said it was going to be for the PC. Anyway, here's one called Kung Fu Superstar.
Oh, Kung Fu Superstar!
Number one
right.
super.
And this one is going to require motion controllers, it looks like.
Oh,
okay, I'm going to jump ahead.
Oh, you chop your screen in half! GameKat was practicing for that earlier.
Yeah. So this is an interesting motion controller kind of preview of what the game's going to be like. You're going to be able to do some kung fu moves to... you know, watching this, the graphics don't look great, but it did remind me a little bit of Assassin's Creed in the way that they showed some the ability to like target and fight, and I don't know, it just kind of reminded me of that.
Show me paint the fence. Show me sand the floor. Wax on. Wax off.
Show me.
You know the cool thing about games like this is you don't have to put any effort at all into your animations. not for speaking anyways, because if the lips don't, you know, if the mouth doesn't match the words, it's actually funnier.
It looks pretty interesting, though. I thought it looked pretty neat. That's why. That's one of the reasons I bring this up.
Yeah.
Now, what you don't realize about this game is it's not just you going into battle. But I'm going to skip ahead here. Oh, show you some of the stuff that reminded me of Assassin's Creed. Okay. Here at the end, it turns out that everything was being filmed. See, Kung Fu Superstar. So you are a movie. You know, you're Jackie Chan or you're... you probably look like more like Jackie Chan than you do Bruce Lee, but... Or Jet Li, you know? Yes, there you go, Cobbs. Yes, and broken. Everything will be broken in your house when you're done with this game.
Every piece of thing, like furniture, lamps, the window.
I kind of more look like Kung Fu Panda.
Well, WoW is all over that at the moment, so you can't do that.
Well, you're right. It might look like it, Kung Fu Panda. It is being put together by Codemasters.
Oh.
But okay, so let's jump over to another one because apparently this is or next year. No, this year is. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. The next one is going to be Sleeping Dogs, which I guess I didn't grab a picture for.
Not a very exciting title.
Okay, anyway.
If you just let them lie.
How long can you just let them be?
Another kung fu-ish one from Square Enix.
Where do we come up with this shit? This is why no one wants to publish us.
Yeah.
Apple kittens.
Now, I think what this is going to be more like, it's going to be like, what did Rockstar put out? That is
This looks like that Dead Island type of...
Yeah, maybe, yeah, that's a good idea. Like a Dead
Kung
Island.
Fu Dead Island.
Yeah, it's supposed to be open world, and, you know, you can do your missions, and... No motion controller on this one. Shoot, maim, and kill. That's what it's all about.
Shoot, maim, and even kill.
Uh-huh.
I feel like those are in the wrong order.
Most advanced ever. Wow, you can grab the phone and start beating him with the phone. See, now that does open up some nice, interesting stuff. Kind of what you would like expect from running with scissors.
Why is there always like 3 things?
Two's not
It's a marketing thing.
Chris Priest Company.
It's not a very good marketing thing. Give us your money, your wallet, and your life.
Rule of threes. Just like today's episode, 333.
There's a motif here.
Choose from over 65 different vehicles. No gun, no problem. Just ram your enemies.
12 of them are Ferraris.
And all the others are the same but different colors.
Camaros.
Probably with real money.
Use your triad connections to help ongoing police investigations.
Because, you know, if I've got triad connections, that's what I'm going to do with it.
You gotta work with the police. Oh.
Live like a true triad and get to know the 4 districts of Hong Kong in and out. Try and hold a tune at the karaoke bars.
What?
Risk your good looks at the local film club.
Try and hold the
Oh
tune.
my god.
You gotta sing karaoke.
Wow, it's like 17 games in one.
It is. Oh, cockfighting even. Great.
There are the ladies.
That doesn't mean what you think it does, Cobb.
Or social standing. These points increase as you complete jobs, take over neighborhoods, and gain favors among the triads. The higher your face level, the more respect you command. So you'll have more chances to access high-end shops, to get better discounts at stores, and to move up in the triads and unlock new missions.
The right attitude. It's gonna pay off.
Drenched in the blood and sweat of hard-boiled Hong Kong.
Ah, it's the only 2 things there, blood and sweat.
And tears?
Survive undercover in the exotic and dangerous underbelly of Hong Kong. He'll have to keep his friends close and his enemies closer.
Oh, yeah.
And his friends somehow closer than that. And his enemies even closer. I'm not sure how, but closer.
Oh, you can select the
Oh, you can
pre-order pack.
pre-order it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Who publishes? Who did this game?
Well, it's for the consoles and for the PC. It is... I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, Ham ran out to pre-order it.
Yeah, see, I knew I got a picture for it. I wonder what I did with the picture. Directors, Lee Singleton. I don't know why there's a single... Square Enix. Namco Bandai.
Okay.
Developers, United Front Games, Square Enix London Studios. And it's due out in August. Okay. Sudite, another one, Planetside 2, bringing you some more updates on this game that I was once interested in until last week when we showed the very boring gameplay of what it's going to be. You know, dark and very futuristic, like Tronish, and very much like Tribes. But now we find out that we're also going to get some things that you can fly. And I'm sure I had a video for that too, but oh, there it is. I just numbered it.
Probably did, but it's...
I found it. I found the Sleeping Dogs
game. It's all out of order.
It's all out of order. I know.
What are you doing to us?
And the music they chose for it is ridiculous.
And they just had to use that song.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Way to go, Sony. Well, I guess Sony already owned the rights to it.
Oh, nobody's putting links in for people.
Nope, because I'm not even in the chat right now.
We could have said something.
Well, I figured you knew.
No, I don't pay attention to the show.
He's not in the chat window, so he doesn't know that you don't know. Okay. So there you go. You get the fly too. Sony. All right. Let's move on to something else. Dark teaser. Okay. There is a teaser video out there for a game called Dark, and there's a picture for it. And there's a teaser for it.
They couldn't think of a second word to go with it.
I don't know. It's supposed to be a stealth-based action-adventure RPG.
Okay, Carter, let's move.
And what do you know? It's dark. You know, watching this, it kind of, you know, as soon as I saw the opening, I started to think, I remember Doom opening up something similar to this, where you were going into an area with a bunch of crates that was all really dark, and then some zombie-ish type creature came out behind you.
Carter, copy. Shit.
Oh, well. There goes Carter. So yes, little supernatural. Looks like it could be interesting. I don't know. We'll have to see what comes of this thing. It's supposed to be stealthy. That person obviously wasn't stealthy. And you slip into... you get to slip into the role of an ultimate killer, they're saying. You become a vampire.
Oh, good.
Wasn't expecting them to go vampire.
No, where are you? An RPG vampire game. So yeah. Okay. All right. So let's now when you another dark game that I want to bring up is one that I know Welshy enjoyed quite a bit, and that was called Metro 2033. Yep. Was that it?
Yep.
And GameKat liked that too. Well, they seem to be making a little movie out of it. Not a big movie, just a little one. And,
yeah, this bugged me.
Why? Why did it bug you? I watched it and I thought it was kind of
Yeah, but if you've actually played the game and read the book, it makes no sense. Because they're all wearing, like, 1940s uniforms and stuff. And they're all... Why are all the people, like, in rags and stuff?
Well,
it makes no sense.
It starts off in current day, like 2012. And then...
Yeah, which is what happened in the book. But in the book, it's just normal life in 2012. It's a modern city, you know. Like, why is it like 1940s Soviet Russia all of a sudden? It makes absolutely no sense.
Isn't Soviet Russia like that now?
No.
That's what I picture. People in the streets begging for bread.
And it just annoyed me.
Is it baklava?
It's like...
And this wasn't even filmed in Moscow, so they couldn't even get permission to film in Moscow.
But anyway, it goes on to show this guy, he realizes that the bombs are coming here. People are trying to rush in. down into the subway, and eventually end up in sort of a world that's like, but not quite the same as Welshy's pointing out, the Metro series.
Like, why are they all in like like Soviet Russia? It makes absolutely no sense.
Because they are feeding into what people expect to see.
Yeah, but it's not even, the
Logic
game
plays no
wasn't
part.
even like that. It's just, ugh.
Well, there's supposed to be a full version of this next year, and this is, put together by probably no one we've heard of.
I mean,
Alright.
it's well done. I'm not going to say it's, like, bad.
You already have.
Well, yeah, I suppose I already have, actually, haven't I?
Okay, another game. Here's one called Bullet Run. This game has just been announced, and it's another Sony Online entertainment game. It's going to be a free-to-play online shooter, and it sort of looks free-to-play. But yeah, it's going to have more realistic art style and basic shooter rules.
Die on your head.
Compared to Super Monday Night Combat. Yeah, that ridiculous-looking thing.
I was just thinking that, Ham, Bullet Run is like such a lame... I'm like, Bulletstorm? No, Bullet Run. Oh.
Technology allows fallen players to be reborn and continue their quest for dominance, money, and fame. Contestants will fight together in Team Deathmatch.
Hey, I'm sure you've never heard of Team Deathmatch before.
Yeah, I never heard of that before.
So you won't miss a second of the action. Are you strong enough, brave enough,
To slide across flat plains for miles?
and put your life on the line in front of the entire world?
Gun shoot.
Real people. Bullet Run. Fame at any cost.
Or the, like, $29.99 they're asking for you to pay for it. I don't know what the price is. I made that up.
That's cheap.
Wow. That's a shame is what it is. What's going on over there at Sony? What are they too busy doing that they don't have time to make a decent game?
Apparently they make monitors that you can rip apart.
With your bare hands.
Yeah.
Was that a Sony monitor?
Some kind of crazy metal that just breaks apart in your hands.
That was a,
Yeah, that was the Sony.
Wow. Oh.
It
wait,
still
that's-
works, it's just no longer has a stand attached to it anymore.
Wow.
Can
That's
hang
old
it from
Sony,
wires
too.
from the ceiling.
Yeah.
A bit of duct
You
tape.
joke, but Foyle does things like that, so that's why he's thinking, a monitor without a stand. Where can I? Which wall can I hang that on?
I just
Well,
imagine
that's
I imagine Foyle as a kid. He's laying there in his crib, and his parents have like monitors on the mobile above him. He's like,
Controllers and wires.
what's unfortunate about that particular monitor, which I happen to remember, there are no mounting options.
No.
That I actually had to mount that by taking it completely apart and modifying the cage that it was in, and then figuring out how to mount that onto the wall. And I did eventually.
"This is a Foyle design that you tore apart."
That's why it broke
No,
so easily.
No, that was its partner.
It's
this
been
was.
tampered with.
We had like 4 of them at one time. One of them he tampered with, and this one he didn't, but he can now. I suppose I could just sort of lean it up against the wall and have 3 monitors.
Had like sympathy tampering.
Okay. There's the sleeping dogs one. Okay, Max Payne. Max Payne has released some specs about the game, and as well as announcing that it is going to be available on May 29th in America, and for you slowpokes in Europe, June 1st. And they're going on to tell you what kind of specs that you should expect. Now, I saw some talk in the forums about people how they want to start upgrading their PCs now for this game. I am completely uninterested in playing this.
Ham says it's June 1st worldwide.
Yeah, it got changed, didn't it? They had to knock it back a little bit for whatever reason.
Well, I know better than to doubt him. Okay.
No kidding.
So they're saying that the specs are going to be stuff like, you can get away with Windows XP. That's okay. 32-bit even. You're going to need a dual core. These are the lowest tested specs. At least a GeForce 6800 or a Radeon 3400. But that's the lowest. Then they have low recommended, which are pretty close to the same. Let's get to the high recommended, or the highest tested. Or did you want other requirements? Which one? All right. Let's see. The highest tested specs. Well, who cares what the highest is? The high recommended specs is Windows 7 or Vista, 32 or 64-bit actually. They want you to do an Intel i7 quad-core, 2.8 gigahertz, 2.8 or AMD equivalent, 3 gigs of RAM, and because that's the best you can probably grab out of 32-bit, so luckily they went with that. GeForce 480 with 1 gig of RAM, or the Radeon 5870 with 1 gig of RAM. So that is a decent system. That's a pretty decent system. All right.
That silence tells you everything.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Although the only thing I care about is good. They're actually having the balls to put out something that needs a bit of a more powerful system, rather than going, oh well,
dumb it down.
Tone it down. Yeah.
Well, where is that listed, Ham? Ham's telling us that you... Oh, yeah.
That's at the bottom of the specs.
You need 35 gig of hard drive space.
Damn.
Sure. 35 gig. That's quite a bit.
That's similar to what was required for Star Wars.
Hmm. That gets expensive to have a number of decent quality games.
That's going to be fun to download.
Wow.
I'm not going.
I think you have to download it, and then so the download file is going to be X amount, and then once it installs, it's going to double that.
Yeah.
So that's probably what that all takes into account.
Yeah. And they have the opposite of compression over there. It's going to be a 50 gig download. Oh my. Okay. Going on to something else now. We know that E3 is happening next week. Well, GameStop has been feeling left out. They want to open up their annual expo to the public.
Oh,
because
Lord.
they didn't know they had one.
They know everyone has just been dying to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was an employees only thing.
Yep.
And now, how can we make money? Because we're not making money.
I'm
right there.
surprised, honestly, that they're still in business for as long as they have been, because they don't have anything that you can't get at Walmart or Target or any of those places.
Yes, they do. They got the trade-ins on the console games, so you're allowed to trade.
Yeah, but
right.
They charge you $54.99 for a traded-in used version of a game that costs $59.99.
But no one said console players were smart, Kate.
And they give you $2 or $1 when you trade it in, and then they go around and
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about this is not only will it be interesting to get there, I think it's going to be happening in Texas. Yes, San Antonio, Texas, which I think Ham will enjoy that idea, because he's going there for QuakeCon anyways, or Houston or something like that. But what else is interesting is that in order to be invited to go, you have to be invited. You have to be a VIP Perks member of GameStop.
Oh God.
No, you just have to be a member. And then there's the 2 passes you can buy. One of them was the VIP one of them was the normal one.
I thought you had to get an invitation, and the only way to get an invitation is to be a VIP member. And there is a free version of a VIP member, but there's also the $100 a year premium version.
And then $35 a day for the convention, or if you want the VIP, it's 100 and something. That's just screaming, please give us money. We're dying here.
No, you're absolutely right. Now let's add a little more ridiculous nonsense to this thing, and this conference starts a couple days before PAX. I think 2 days. It's going to start on the 29th, August 29th.
So there's some overlap?
Oh yeah, there's overlap. So why?
Except that all the PAX tickets sold out. So it's essentially pointless anyway.
Yeah, but what about the people that are going to PAX? So what they're going to
say, you know what, PAX sold out. People are going to be looking for a place to go.
Yeah.
This is the overflow room.
And nobody likes the overflow room. It's like overflow parking. It's in a field. It's muddy. You're going to get stuck.
So, I have to ask Gamer 111 out there. You tried to buy a game and they told you no? Why did they tell you no? He said, I tried to buy a game at midnight and some Warcraft players told me no.
What?
Probably tried to buy it at release date. You have to pay for it before 12. What?
I'm confused.
What country do you live in?
Long story short,
no games for you.
Yeah.
They are bad.
Their cash register closed at 12.
Well,
so they couldn't ring them up.
The cash register was closed?
That's a really short window for a midnight sale.
You get 30 seconds. The time it takes to turn it on and then turn it off again.
Yeah, we all have our interesting stories about GameStop. Me too.
I don't, because I've never
been
in one.
I do not go.
You should go to one. Or an EB Games, Welshy. That's what you should do.
I'm not sure I want to.
Go visit an EB Games.
Games still exists?
Yeah.
I thought they and GameStop were one and the same now.
No.
We've got EB Games up here, not GameStop.
Okay.
They're Canadian. They're always behind us.
Let's see where my
We
name
don't
is.
like change.
Hey.
Yeah, apparently not, because a lot of the SkyTrain missions don't take the 2012 coins. Like the new issued 2012 coins. There's like stickers on all of them. This machine does not accept it. And I look in my wallet and that's all I've got. So, good.
How'd we get on the trains?
I don't know.
Well, because you don't
Canadians like change.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, okay.
And see, that's like a double pun there because he's actually talking about change that has been changed.
It was so dry they didn't get it.
Yeah.
Americans don't
too much
like
for this audience, Rossi.
Wasted on you, I'm telling you.
Okay, let's complain more about government this week. We complained a little last week. Let's complain a little bit more. New York is trying to pass a bill, which probably will never be passed, but I like the idea that they're trying to pass this. It's called the Internet Protection Act, which means that anyone who posts on a website that's based in New York has to legally identify themselves with a real name. You cannot be anonymous. So now you can walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, I'm trying to be anonymous here." Nope, go right to jail.
You know, that's a horrible accent.
Oh, of course it is. I'm horrible at accents.
I know, born and raised in Jersey. Can you believe that?
So yeah, they want to make sure that there are no such thing as anonymous posters on the internet, and which is kind of interesting, consider I'm sure how many anonymous publish.
That's comments and
public officials.
Wow. Oh, wait, do you have to be in New York or can I?
No,
Like,
only sites that are hosted in New York.
Right. If the website is based out of is for a company that's based out of New York, then when you
They have
post
to
on
show
it,
their papers in order to post.
right, they're
So-
not
so that's
allowed
something
to
it's
allow
like, well-
anonymous posters. Very
so the New
confusing, I
York
know.
Times is screwed.
That's right. That's right. They've been screwed for a long time, though. As soon as the printing press came out, the internet came out, the printing press was dead, and the New York Times was screwed. Well, except for Apple, you know. They open arms and say, "Come, publish on us. We'll take your money."
So
That's
this
a whole
is an
other
Apple
government
thing.
Mhm.
This is an
No, I know.
Apple-driven thing.
That is a good question. How can they enforce that?
That's what I'm wondering, because like, how can you, other than put in a box that says like you must put a name in, but I could just
No,
put
that's what
anything.
they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. They're going to say you have to add your real name, maybe even your email address. Maybe they'll require that you put your name and email address and verify your email address.
But like, all right, so I create a fake email, or not fake. I create some random email address on Gmail or something, and I put in a fake name, and I go post, and I live on the other side of the planet. What are you gonna do?
You're right.
Yeah.
Hunt me down? Spend like $80 million?
They will delete your comment.
Not my comment. That's my personal opinions. How dare you?
Yeah, there goes freedom of speech.
That's ridiculous.
I remember signing up for stuff before. You know, I wouldn't give out. This was before the internet was as secure as it is now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you know, it was like, oh, what's your name? Mikey Mouse. Because if you
Yeah.
put Mickey, it would be like, no, that's not a real name. But it took Mikey.
Does it say what the impetus is for this? Like, what exactly are they trying to address by doing this? Is it like cyberbullying bullshit? Because usually that's what they come up with is, you know, we have to protect the children from cyberbullying.
Well,
Yeah.
they want to cut down on what they're calling mean-spirited and baseless political attacks.
Ah.
Oh, so it's politically driven.
Yes.
So in other words, somebody said something that somebody else didn't like,
Yeah.
and they whined about it and complained.
Yep.
Wow. That's scary.
Fucking whiny politicians.
Yeah, that's scary. I don't like what they're saying about me on the internet, so I'm going to censor the internet.
And I asked
American.
them to take it down, and they wouldn't take it down. So now I want to make a bill that makes everyone post their real name so that they can't just put
So
that
I can
stuff up
harass
there.
them personally for it.
Turns the spotlight on cyberbullies by forcing them to reveal their identity or have their post removed.
So
It says
should be-
would require New York-based websites to remove any comments posted on his or her website by an anonymous poster unless such anonymous poster agrees to attach his or her name to the post. But like,
So you know what?
what's the
Stand
stop
behind
you
what you
typing
say.
in?
Just stand behind what you're saying.
Yeah.
Call them whatever you
Yeah, I
want.
like that. Look. I like that. Turn the spotlight on cyberbullying by forcing them to reveal their identity or have their post removed. Like,
By bullying them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It also helps
then-
businesses.
Yeah.
Too often, rival businesses will post negative and false posts to hurt their competition.
Oh, come on.
But
That's called
have you?
business.
I know not everybody that watches our show is in North America, so they probably don't get exposed to the three-ring circus that is an election in the United States.
I've started to get exposed to it, and it is literally the most entertaining thing I've seen on TV.
It is entertaining, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's shameful.
There isn't one little bit of this is what I will do for you. It's all that guy's an asshole because of this, and this guy lied to you about this, and that guy thinks gay fags should have been aborted, and it's like, whoa.
Yep.
Well, what you're going to do if you get elected, not, why I shouldn't vote for everybody else. ridiculous.
That's not just federally, but that's locally.
Yeah, that's...
There are a few politicians that try to avoid doing that, but then it just is mercilessly done to them, so they don't win.
Right.
And, you know, they try to rise above it and not respond to it, and then they don't win. So, because people are sheep, and they vote for whoever shouts the loudest. Or has the nicest smile on TV.
Got the nicest smile.
Well, the biggest bag of money.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap up the show. So, anybody else have anything else they want to discuss before we say goodbye?
No.
No? Okay. I'm wondering...
that was so decisive.
Is the show...
Um,
is the show broadcasting at a lower quality than normal? Like, am I in low quality? Because I'm seeing Skype having issues, and I'm wondering if it's my end.
I don't know. The show looks...
Like it always does?
Like, it looks like our faces are blurred to protect the innocent or something.
Right. So I'm wondering if that's me or if that's Skype. I don't know.
No, I think it's Skype, because you look perfect to me in Stickum, and Stryder's face is all blurry in Skype. So I think it's
Yeah,
Skype.
I see that as well, actually, yeah. Even on my EPC, I can tell. That's saying something.
So Ham is talking about 38 Studios that we mentioned last week. That is a studio based in Rhode Island that was funded by taxpayer money. And they decided to lay everybody off. So the only way that the taxpayers can fail is if the game fails. And guess what? The game failed. So they're out, what was it, $75 million? Way to go, politicians.
Yeah, you weren't using that anyway.
If they only knew who made that.
Our Facebook listener, James Robertson, has said that the sound comes and goes on the broadcast.
Well, that's weird. That sounds like a Stickum issue.
Undoubtedly. I used to get that problem. Think it was
God knows
bandwidth
there's no
related.
Stickum issues.
You know, Breezy and Cobbs, you guys should watch the show together.
They probably do, cuddling. Oh. All right, roll credits.
Yeah, okay. I want to thank our host for taking the time out to chat today. Thank you very much, Welshy, for actually making it through the show with us.
No problem. I'll have a new
Awesome.
laptop by this time next week.
Awesome. Which one? Asus?
No, a name that I don't remember. MSI.
MSI, okay. Stryder, thank you very much for joining us and for picking up where Welshy obviously slacked off.
Oh, it's coming like that
yeah,
now,
talk
is it?
about dropping the ball. It's always
See how it is. Move to Canada and all of a sudden I'm slacking.
Yeah. All right, and GameKat, thank you very much for joining us too.
Anytime.
Awesome. Okay, finally, I want to thank you, the fans of MODSonair.com and the subscribing members of MODSonline.com for making this show possible. And until next week, everyone, have fun, go out, get some eats, and enjoy the week. Bye.
Thanks for watching this week, and come back next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern when we will broadcast another live show. Details for this and all past episodes can be found at MODSonair.com. We welcome your feedback via email at mailbag@MODSonair.com. And please consider subscribing to MODSonline.com to support our show. The opinions expressed by individuals on this program are not necessarily the opinions of our sponsors, owners, or partners.
Absolutely love IT Crowd.
I haven't watched that in a while.